So today I wanted to talk to you about self-representation online. What do we do to make ourselves look better, look different, show the kind of life that we might not really live in our social media? I actually think it's fascinating because partially while we're doing that, we also are expressing those parts of ourselves that are actually there. You know what I mean? So when you work as a cleaner and somehow you get a photo shoot in an expensive hotel with, a Hermès bag, right? That's not quite the truth of your life. It's not quite the truth of your life. But is it something that is within you somehow? Or maybe it wasn't the best example because, obviously material things might not necessarily mean that much. But when we are putting some form of a persona into our social media, that generates some form of an avatar, something that we might actually want to be. Possibly it represents some energies that we might want to have more of in our lives, or it highlights those parts of ourselves that we do have and we do love and we do want to share. It's quite obvious. What's not obvious is that the more energy we put into that avatar of ourselves on social media, the more gravitational pull will start to happen. And potentially, it might generate actual changes in our lives. Does it make sense? Whenever we put a lot of effort and attention into something, this something creates its own energy field. And it starts pulling us into that new reality. So I suppose we can use social media to generate situations, material things, events that we actually so desire. Is it lying? Yeah, right. So that cleaner girl didn't have the money to buy their bag. Who's to say that this cleaner girl is not going to become a social media influencer and MA will pay her to be part of their campaign, or just send her a few bags for free? Becoming an influencer of any type is not the only way to achieve your dreams, for sure. However, creating that digital avatar more and more like what you actually want to have and want to be, rather than what you think the world or the market or the target audience desires, I think is a good start. I just had this realization today. One of the things I really wanted to have more of in my life was to have people to speak to about spiritual topics. Honestly, this was my big desire. Like, I just don't have enough people to speak about spirituality with. And look, now I've created this whole thing. I'm speaking to you guys, interesting people about spirituality. So I've sort of generated that for myself by just making an effort and putting a dress on and kind of being out there, chatting to you. Social media avatars can generate things in our lives. So I'm speaking to you. I see you through the YouTube interface, right? When you look through it. And you will come into my real life by actually materializing as real human beings around me who might have seen my video or might not even have seen my video. On some plane, the fact that I'm talking about this stuff exists. So the people who are interested in similar topics might just come into my field, might not be directly through this or the other video. How fun is that? Do you think it's completely bonkers? Yeah, I'm not quite sure what to think about it, but I just suddenly realized that it's a lot more to social media representation of ourselves than meets the eye. The flip side of that is that people who do a lot of fake stuff on social media which does not actually represent them very much and does not really represent the life they want to have, not authentically so, they do end up having quite fake and maybe slightly unhappy lives. Possibly. What do you think? Let me know.